All right, guys, we're going to do a little step-by-step video on how to install the U.S. Water Systems Bodyguard Super Filter. This thing's pretty sweet. Come along with us. Okay, first thing you want to do is find where your incoming water comes into your home, because this is a whole home water filter. So we got our incoming water here. We're going to go past the pressure reducing valve. We're going to tie it up here. We're going to install a bypass and whatnot. We're going to mount our pre-filter here, go into our super filter, and then go back into the house. So I think it's going to be a pretty good setup. I think this is a great spot for it. Nice, even, level area, easy to access for service and whatnot, so it's going to be great. Okay, so it comes with these built-in valves for our Super Guard. We can turn it off, on, and we can also put it in bypass mode here if we have a problem with the filter. We just want to bypass it. So it's pretty sweet. We're going to put these on, and then we're going to mount our pre-filter and go from there. Okay, they're simple union connections, which is really easy. We may use a pair of pliers to snug them up ever so lightly, but there's gaskets in there, so there's no reason to really torque down on these things. Okay, so they provide you with a little bit of lubricant. You want to lubricate the O-rings before you slide them on there. And then once again, these are union style fittings. So we're just going to push them on there and tighten our unions by hand. Make sure our fitting's correct way. And then snug it up. And we should be good to go. Alright guys, so we're about halfway done with our piping on our U.S. Water Systems Bodyguard Super Filter. So what's really cool about this thing is we got it piped in. So we got it, after our PRV, we got it connected with a ball valve, then we're going into our pre-filter, and then we're going into our Bodyguard filter. So what we're going to do before we hook this up, we're going to go hose to this and run it outside, and we're going to get all the air and the debris out of that thing. Then we're going to let the water soak and sit in this thing for 30 minutes before we continue on to the rest. But once we hook it up here, we'll have the options now to cut off both of these and to run this to the house if we need to bypass the filters, or we can shut that off and then we can run it through the filter. So we got lots of options with our ball valves. I think it's going to be pretty cool. One other thing that we did here is we put a compression stop on the end here. So this is going to allow us to relieve the pressure off of this filter so we can change it. If you can't relieve the pressure off the filter, unfortunately it's going to be hard to change. So this makes it really easy and is kind of a foolproof way of doing it. Okay, so we have our ball valve turned on here. We got our pre-filter pressurized, and we got our Bodyguard super filter pressurized right now. Our outgoing side, we've bled out all the air and whatnot. So now we're going to let this thing sit while we pipe in the rest of this, and that'll be about 30 minutes there, so it'll be ready to go and be ready for the homeowner to use. All right, so we got our Bodyguard Super Filter by US Water Systems installed. It was super easy. I really recommend anybody give it a try. But guys, obviously right here, we installed our pre-filter, and then we go into our Bodyguard Super Filter. But let's go ahead and go back to the beginning and see how we come into this thing. So as we come in, our water comes out from the street, we go into our PRV, and then we're gonna take a left, and we're gonna come down to our cutoff valve, into our pre-filter, out of our pre-filter, into our Bodyguard Super Filter. Our homeowner requested we have a hose on the end so he can bleed it out whenever he changes it out for whatever reason. And then obviously here we're going back up into the house. So guys, we installed it with several ball valves so they can do a bypass if they want to. But I think this is pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. They're gonna have awesome filtered water in the house now. It's gonna be great. What did Kurt call you?